Hello, class. What is one characteristic of the human body that is unique to the owner and the owner alone? If you answered with a fingerprint, then you are correct. Did you know that no two people have the same fingerprint? Not even identical twins. In addition to uniqueness, fingerprint identification is also valuable due to the permanence of the print. Barring any disfiguration of the finger, your fingerprints stay with you for life. Here's a fun fact. Even if your prints erode or erase due to possibly doing heavy tactile work like carpentry or mechanics, or if your fingerprints happen to disappear from the chemotherapy drugs, they will regenerate and they will look identical to the ones that you had before. Some of the characteristics of fingerprints are arches, loops, and whorls. An arch is a pattern type in which the friction ridges would appear to enter in on one side of the impression and flow out of the other side with a rise or a wave in the center. And this is the rarest type of fingerprint. Then we have the loop. The loop is a fingerprint pattern type where the ridges enter from one side, curve up and around, and then flow right back out the side that it entered. This is the most common type of fingerprint, and 60 to 65% of people identify with this type of fingerprint. Finally, we have the whorl. A whorl is a fingerprint type that is comprised of circular or spiral patterns, similar to a whirlpool. Today, I am going to show you how to lift your own fingerprint with common household objects. You will need a sharpened pencil, white paper or an index card, and clear tape. Then, hopefully you will be able to identify what type of fingerprint that you have. The first thing we need to do is grab a sharpened pencil and scribble on an area 2 inches wide by about 1 inch thick on your white paper or index card. Make sure you press heavily so you can get the graphite onto the card. All right, once you have an area that is about as large as your fingerprint, you're going to take a finger of your choosing and rub your finger back and forth on the graphite to pick up the print. Like so. All right. And then next, using both the hands and being careful, try to place the finger with the graphite on it onto a sticky side of clear tape. And then this will imprint the fingerprint onto the tape. Try not to press too much because then it will alter the fingerprint. All right, and then the next thing you're going to do is put the clear tape onto a piece of white paper. You can just flip over your card and make sure there's no lines on there as well. Then you'll affix the tape to the card. And then next, you will take your phone and photograph the fingerprint so you can zoom in on the print. Make sure the photo is clear and easily seen if you zoom in. And then that will allow you to have a better look at your fingerprint. My lighting isn't working. But you get the idea. You can see if you're following along. Now I'm going to see if you can identify what type of fingerprint that you have. Remember, if we look at this chart here, the arches are where the ridges enter on one side and exit on the other side. And then we have the loop. The ridges enter on one side and exit on the same side. And then finally we have the whorl. This one consists of circles, more than one loop, or if you happen to have a fingerprint that is a mixture of the pattern types, you're possibly in the whorl category. Now you can see why fingerprinting is a viable method of identifying people, especially when it comes to criminal cases. If your fingerprints are left behind at a crime scene, there is no way that you can say, oh, it was the other guy. I personally don't condone criminal activity. However, if you do find yourself in a situation where you don't want to get caught, I highly recommend you wear some gloves. Thank you. Have a good day.